Good morning. I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you, talking to you about you and your business. I tell you, it's your business to think about where your kids go to school and what kind of lasting legacy that has in terms of college. And my good friend Steve Van Ooteghem and I are doing a series of stories on the impact that Christian colleges have on individuals when they go on to pursue their business careers. And Steve brings a unique perspective as a regular contributor on the program. He is managing chair of the C12 group here in Houston. Steve, tell us more about the C12 group and what kind of role it has in helping Christians in business.
Sure. C12 is the nation's largest executive roundtable for Christian business owners, CEOs, and presidents. And our job is really to help them build great businesses for a greater purpose. And
tell us about your guest today.
Well, it's a pleasure to have Kristi Hoban on today. She's the Associate Vice Chancellor of Alumni Relations for TCU, and we're looking forward to what she has to share.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I am. Why don't we start off real quickly, Kristi, with kind of the elevator speech, if you will, about TCU. Kind of inform us. TCU, obviously a very major, important university regionally, and if you're a football fan like me, you can't help but notice you guys. So tell me about the great university.
Okay, well, thanks, and I appreciate being on this morning. TCU was founded in 1873, and our mascot, of course, is the horned frog, which is, a few years back, ESPN said it was one of the most unique and unusual mascots anywhere. We have about 10,000 total students, about 8,600 undergraduates, and 1,300 graduate students. So a lot of people think we're much larger than that.
Yeah.
We're largely residential. Close to 50% of our students live on campus, about 300 acres, and we're located in a residential neighborhood that's about 5 miles from downtown Fort Worth. And our geographic origin of our students is overall, it's about 54% Texas and 41% out of state. Then we have about a 5% foreign population. However, our entering class that just came in was 51% out of state. And so it gets pretty close 50-50.
Wow.
We have every state represented as well as a large number of countries across the world. So,
very impressive story. I'm glad you're able to tell us. To your first question, Steve.
Yeah, Kristi, I'm just wondering, what would you say makes your alumni association maybe unique and different?
Well, one thing that maybe is a little bit unique, but it's not for some of the larger schools, is we are a non-dues paying alumni association. Once a student crosses the stage after graduation, he's automatically a member and gets all the privileges. We also involve parents of current students as well as friends of the university in all of our programming across the United States. They're part of our mission. And then also, because we're a smaller university, there's a really strong collaboration across campus between our office and other departments like student life, career services, all the schools and colleges. We work very closely with them. And something that's a little bit unusual maybe is that we also work very closely with our Frog Club, our Athletic Booster Club, and our athletic department and collaborating on all the programming that takes place for all of our sports.
I find it interesting, 10,000 plus students, just 10,000 plus. And I say just 10. In other parts of the country, that's actually pretty huge. But here in Texas, that is relatively small.
Yes,
and, and even to put it into perspective, I'm an alum of Abilene Christian University, which, most people would think is significantly smaller, but it's only roughly half the size of TCU. So that's kind of interesting. And it sounds like TCU is a great place for that balance between a large selection of classes and degree majors, but also a level of intimacy that you're able to have and engagement that you're able to have with your professors that you don't get from some of the bigger name schools.
Yes, I think so. Our student faculty ratio is 13-1.
Yeah, you got to love that. Very good. Go ahead, Steve.
Sure. What would you say that the alumni like best about your alumni association?
Oh, I think probably just being involved all through their lives. We say you're a frog for life. It's a journey for a lifetime. And we have involvement all across the United States. We did programming in 43 cities this past year. And I think our programming is very diverse. We do programming We do service events, career and business events. We have a volunteer and service component. We do family-oriented, athletic. So there's really something for everyone, no matter what area you're interested in.
Yeah, that's
very nice.
That's great. Do you have any idea how many alumni you have currently?
We have 85,000 total living alumni.
Wow.
Wow.
And even though our students are almost 50-50, 71% of our alums live in Texas. And I think the reason for that is a lot of our graduates stay in the DFW Metroplex because it's one of the top areas in the country for finding internships and jobs after graduation, but also the weather. I think for some of those that come from the north and other parts really love our weather.
No question about it. We're fixing to have to wrap up the segment. I do want to mention the best website, by the way, to learn more about the Alumni Association. It sounds like it's froglinks.com. I love that name, froglinks.com. That threw me at first. And I would assume that the website for the university is tcu.edu?
Yes.
Yeah, and so make sure you check that out. Great school, great reputation. And with about a minute left, your final thoughts there, Steve?
Well, Kristi, you're very articulate and communicate very well. You just have a feeling that it's just a very, very collaborative group there with a lot of strong relationships, and we sure appreciate you sharing all of that.
Well, I appreciate being asked.
Yeah, you bet. When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usatoreview.com. Soon you'll see this story there as well. By the way, make sure you're out there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter. Stay tuned for more on The Price of Business.